Good afternoon. Welcome to Trail Talk. I'm so glad you could join us today. So you guys probably recognize my friend sitting here by me because this is the third year in a row,
3 years, yep.
Jarrel, that you have been here. This is Jarrel Swanson, and Jarrel's here today to promote the Rowdy Swanson. I want to be sure I say it. The third annual, that's why it's his third time to be here, third annual Rowdy Swanson bull riding, memorial bull riding. And this event is a fundraiser for a scholarship endowment for the rodeo team at Oklahoma State University.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
That is correct. Yep.
So, in case you didn't know all of that, that is the goal, is to raise money to help young people attend college at Oklahoma State University, participating in the sport they love.
That's right.
So, just background information, Jarrel, tell us about the event and why. Tell us why you have this event.
So Rowdy was killed in a bull riding accident at a PRCA rodeo in Mineral Wells, Texas in 2020.
Rowdy, your son.
My son, in September of 2020. And so Rowdy, that was his life. Bull riding was his life. And that's all he ever wanted to do. He rodeoed at OSU on the rodeo team and had just gotten his PRCA card or his pro card and started traveling, going to pro rodeos. I'm going to say it was the end of the summer of his first year with his card to rodeo in the PRCA, and he got stepped on and pretty much killed it instantly. And so we decided that we thought that this would be a great way to keep his legacy going. And so we set up a endowment scholarship at OSU, like Edie said, with the rodeo team up there. We had to get to $25,000. We had to raise $25,000 to make it an endowed scholarship. And what that endowed scholarship means is it will go on forever. Just a few short months, we raised that $25,000. So we started putting on the bull riding, and we've done, this will be the third year. It's been a great success. We've had a lot of people come out and it supported, the community supported it. But I was going to do this today, but I didn't do it. I was going to call the foundation at OSU and find out exactly the dollar amount that's there. But we've raised somewhere just over $70,000 for the scholarships.
That is commendable and wonderful. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and so the first year we gave the scholarship away, we gave a $1,250 scholarship. It was given to a gentleman over Walters that rode with Rowdy for many years, Remington White. And then the second year we gave the same amount, which was $1,250, and Remington got it again as well. This year I'm proud because we gave it to another kid that rodeoed with Rowdy, Morgan Merrill. And then also we gave a second scholarship this year. So we actually gave $1,250 to Morgan and just over $3,000 to this other kid. I don't know the kid's name. He's from Texas. The reason we done this is to help OSU recruit, because the rough stock up there, they don't have a big following as far as rough stock on the rodeo team. Now they do have barrel racers, goat tires, and things like that, but not rough stock. So this has helped them. This is kind of the first year it's helped them, but they recruited a kid out of Texas. He's actually a bronc rider and a bull rider. So it's starting to do what we wanted it to do. And that's helped them recruit and help build a rough stock program up there. So it's been a great event. We enjoy putting it on, but the main thing is we do it at this time of year because this is when the accident happened.
Right.
But it has definitely exceeded my expectations.
Right.
For sure.
Well, the first year, last year when you came, it was, just prior to the event. And the first year, how much did you guys raise? Just
over $15,000 on the first one.
Okay. So now, how much did last year raise?
So last year fell off a little bit. It fell off just over $10,000.
Okay.
However, I mean, that's fine. I mean,
right.
I still consider that a great event. It's successful because whatever we can raise is good.
Right. But here's something that I want to point out is, despite the fact that the total money came out to be able to put in the endowment fell off last year. But tell us about some things that have been happening leading up to this year's event that I think will be a bigger payoff in the end than those
Yeah,
a
so,
few $1,000s.
so
from
this
last
year, I had a gentleman contact me and he wanted to sanction the bull riding, which sanctioning means that you can actually, they have a finals at the end of the year. And their finals is actually in January, but it's called Bull Riders Incorporated. And they wanted to do that so we could try to draw more bull riders. But that tells us that we're doing something right.
Right, exactly.
People are starting to recognize, hey, they're putting this bull riding on every year and it's been successful and they've drawn a lot of people and a lot of bull riders. But you know, the one thing I can say is the prize this year is $5,400. That's the total pot. The first 2 years, it's paid over $2,000 to first place to win this thing. And these guys, when they go to a bull riding, an open bull riding like this, there's nowhere that they can go get on a bull to win $2,000.
Right.
I mean, you go
Right,
to
yeah.
an open rodeo, you might win 500 or 600.
Mhm.
And so it's starting to do what we want it to do, and that's be continuous, and people know that it's going to happen every year. Something that they can look forward to. Another thing I was telling
Well,
Edie earlier is civic groups have started reaching out to me to come and speak at their civic organizations to try to get the word out, which I think is great because I want to get the community involved. I want people to know that this is a great family fun event that they can come to, bring the kids, bring the family, enjoy. But the best part about it is all the proceeds are going directly to this endowed scholarship in Rowdy's memory.
Exactly. So I think the fact that organization wanted to sanction this bull riding speaks to the quality of the event that you are providing for the bull riders. Also, because it's sanctioned, when you were talking about the finals in January, that means they can earn what, points or something to put them,
Yes.
rank them?
It's actually money.
Okay,
Whoever has the most money at the end of the year, they take the top 10 or 15 cowboys back to their finals every year. And so that way, whatever money they win there will count towards that. And then at the end of the year, the top guys will get to go and compete at the finals.
okay, so then the fact that the purse is bigger this year makes
Makes it more appealing for the
way
bull riders to
more
come.
appealing.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
that is, I just think that is super cool. And as far as bull riders go, this time last year, you didn't have a full slate of riders.
That's right. Last year, I was struggling to get bull riders to come. We ended up filling up last year, but it was right at the weekend before the event. This year, I'm right there, already, and we're 2.5, 3 weeks out. So I think it's fixing to take off, and it already has. I know it has.
Mhm.
And the biggest thing is, like I said a while ago, community. That's what this is about. You know, I've had people come to me and they wanted me to move it. They wanted me to move to Stillwater, which is where OSU was at, where Rowdy went to school, but that's not Rowdy's home. This was Rowdy's home.
Right.
And so that's why we want to do that. And another great event to keep the community involved.
Mhm.
And another thing is the sponsorships. I'm telling you, this community they've stepped forward and took care of it. The Tilly Group, the Surgical Institute, True North, Dr. Shay Miller, Dr. Kayla Watkins, Red Line Trailers. There's just so many of them out there that have stepped up and said, hey, we know what you're doing here and we like it. We want to help put this thing on.
That is so great. I mean, time and again, we've talked about on Trail Talk, we've mentioned how supportive our community is. And, you know, there's literally something every weekend, sometimes 2 or 3 things in one weekend going on that you could go to support a cause. To have these, some of the larger companies, the larger businesses here in Duncan, give us a significant financial support,
Sure.
the donation to something that happens before the event. And so it just makes it just that much bigger and just, I don't know, it fuels the fire,
Mhm.
you know, and, so I'm very excited for you to have that kind of support. I mean, I just love it that this is the third year and it's the same time. The fact that you were able to secure a venue
Right.
this time of year here in Duncan, when our fairgrounds, all that, it's
Always
always
full.
booked.
Yeah, always booked.
And so this is just, I mean, there's a lot that played into, I feel like, you know,
Sure,
the success
absolutely.
building.
And you know, I keep talking about wanting to move the event to the indoor arena here in town, but we always have it at the outdoor arena. I'm big on the outdoor arena just because I've been around rodeo all my life and it's just the atmosphere being
Mhm.
outside. Yeah, it may be hot or it may be raining, but it's just so much better event when you put it on outside, be outside instead of being cooped up in the building and things like that. Eventually, we may have to, if it gets so big that we have to do it with
Right.
inside, we will, but it will be outside again this year.
Mhm.
So,
Well, speaking of that, I think there's something that's gonna happen that wouldn't be able to if it was moved inside.
yeah,
Am I
that's,
right?
you're exactly right. And I'm just gonna tell you, I'm probably gonna get a little teared up on this deal, but, so the year after Ratty passed away, I went back down to Mineral Wells to the PRCA rodeo, just because I wanted to speak to the people that were there, the committee members that put the rodeo on, just to meet them, because they were so good to our family after this all happened. And so I went back down there, and there's a gentleman down there at the opening ceremonies that skydives into the arena and brings the American flag in. His name is Dana Bowman, and he's actually got his own foundation. What happened is he was a Golden Knight in the military. Him and his partner were doing practice maneuvers, and they jumped out of the plane and they collided in midair. His partner lost his life, and then Dana lost both of his legs.
Oh, my goodness.
But he set up a foundation for wounded warriors. It's called Halo for Freedom Wounded Warriors. And now then he's bought his own plane and he travels around and jumps and skydives and brings the American flag into events like this. And I talked to him while I was there that day, and I told him what we were going to do about putting this event on, and I wanted to try to get him. And last year I called him, he was already booked, but I called him this year and he said, sure, I'll be glad to be there. So he's coming. So
Wow.
this is something that's huge. Edie and I were talking about this before. I've talked to Joe Henderson, which Joe Henderson has put on the Noon Lions Club rodeo for many, many years. And I asked him the other day, I said, has this ever happened in Duncan? And he said, not that I know of. So if you're very patriotic, you need to come to the event and see this, because it's something that it's amazing. I mean, you know, it's one thing for a guy to jump out of an airplane and bring the American flag into the arena, but he's a double amputee,
Right.
both legs. I talked to him the other day and we were trying to get things organized, and he said, I said, I'll tell you, you know, what we're gonna do, kind of get the logistics of things. And he said, no, I ain't got time for that right now. He said, I'll call you before the event, but he said, I've got 30 jumps to do before your event. And this was only like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So
Oh, my goodness.
he does this all the time. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited to see it, because it's something, if you're, like I said, if you're patriotic, it pulls at your heartstrings when you see that American flag
Oh, yeah.
coming through the air, falling into the arena. So,
I mean, that's something that I've seen at like an OU football game.
yeah,
You know, in a stadium that seats 80,000+ people. That's the size of something like that happening. And so for this to happen right here in Duncan, out there at our rodeo arena,
Yeah.
that is so cool.
yeah, it is. It's a cool deal.
Wow.
And I'll just tell you, Dream Team Prosthetics, which is a company here in town in the industrial park. This is a funny story, but I went to talk to them because Dana told me, he said, I don't charge to do this. He said, all I ask is if there's people there to give donations to my foundation. I do it for free, but the money goes to my foundation.
Right.
So I went to Dream Teams because I thought, man, this is a great opportunity. And they said, yeah, we're gonna donate $1,000 to his foundation. So my deal is if you come to the rodeo, Dana's probably gonna have a booth set up. Be generous,
Right.
because he's doing this on his own free will, own free time. And we're gonna ask for donations for his foundation while he's there.
Wow.
But it's a huge deal.
That's my favorite thing is one group helping another group. Everybody's making money at the same time and everybody's being generous and nobody's like, no, I don't, that takes away from,
Uh,
none of that happens,
No.
and I love that. That's the most beautiful thing whenever that happens.
Yeah,
Gerald.
I'm so excited about that for sure. And like I said, the main thing is we have to get the word out.
Right,
You know, that's the big thing. And that's why I do these things, is to try to get the word out there that, hey, this is an event you can come, like I said, family oriented
Mhm.
and see things like this that you may have to drive to Oklahoma City or Dallas or something to see something like this, but you're going to be able to see it right here in Duncan, Oklahoma.
Right, exactly. And so the event is happening September the 9th. Is that, what day
That's
is
right.
that?
On
Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday?
At 6 o'clock.
At 6 o'clock. So, that's a couple of weeks away, y'all. Chance for the weather to cool off a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't be 100+ out there.
I've been looking at the
Gerald?
forecast over the extended forecast, and the last time I looked at it, it shows that it's supposed to be 93 degrees. It's supposed to rain Friday,
Oh, okay.
but then on Saturday, it's supposed to be sunny and 93 degrees. So I'll take 93 over the 110, you know?
93 sounds like jacket weather
Yeah.
compared to what we've been experiencing.
And the other thing, this is another cool thing that's gonna happen too. We haven't never done this before, but this is a new thing this year. We're gonna have a calf scramble, which is a big thing at rodeos normally.
Okay,
But this year, we're gonna have a calf scramble. I had a gentleman in Oklahoma City, his company name is Creco, they build metal buildings.
Mhm.
He's offered to donate 2 bicycles. He's gonna donate a boy's bicycle and a girl's bicycle, and we're gonna have 2 calf scrambles. Normally, you only have one,
mhm.
and whoever wins, wins. But I don't think that's fair, so we're gonna separate it. We're gonna have a boys' calf scramble and a girls' calf scramble, and whoever wins is gonna get a bicycle.
Awesome.
So I think that's pretty cool. So,
Aw, I'm telling you, this thing sounds bigger and better all the time to
Yep.
me. Now, you said something about Mr. Bowman a while ago and talked about him spending all this time and doing all this on his own. Jill, that's the same thing that you're doing for this. You spend hours and days, weeks, months
yeah,
of
we
the
start,
year
yeah, we start.
working on this.
Start way early in the year to get this thing started and get it going, get it organized. But just to let you know, it's not me. I have an army. I mean, I have an army of people that step up and say, hey, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And that's what it takes.
Now, I remember the very first time we talked that you told me that same thing. So that means that those people have not dropped off.
There's,
They are just as committed as ever to making this a success.
Yep.
And that is.
and the thing about it is I have people come on every single year. I have more people, even if 1 or 2 say, hey, you know, I can't help this year, there's always more people that step up and say, what can I do? What can I do? And that's so encouraging to me, because I'll just tell you, sometimes I get a little discouraged because I get busy and I'm like, man, is this really worth it? But it is worth it.
Right.
It is worth it. And like I said, the people always help. We will also have at the event, we will have vendors there. I think we have 15 vendors there
Wow.
that will be set up, and all of those vendors, we do not charge those vendors to set up. All we ask is that they donate an item, because we have a silent auction as well. And so there'll be anything from tool sets to gift baskets to, I mean, all kinds of things. The Heritage Center, actually, they always donate a basket to the silent auction. We also have concession stand, of course. But snow cones, Sugar Daddy Snow Cones is coming.
Uh-huh.
They've graciously offered to give back to the scholarship $1 for every snow cone that they sell out of their booth.
All
So
right.
those are the type of things that are so neat to see, that people say, you know what, yeah, we'll come and this is what we'll do.
That is so.
It makes it so worth it.
It does. It does. And I mean, I haven't talked to like the snow cone guys or whatever, but I just would think that if I can take a little bit of my profit and just share it back, because it's just a win-win, and it's just a great way to support what you're doing, what you're working so hard to accomplish. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, so Saturday, September 9th at 6 p.m. We're getting vendors. We've got the concession stand. Now, who does the concession?
So my wife is actually heading that up along with Shay Dowdy. I don't know if you'll know Shay Dowdy,
Yeah.
but Shay does the cooks at the Moose Lodge on once a month on Saturday, the fifth Steaks.
Uh-huh.
He called me again, one of the guys that just stepped up and said, hey, I want to help. I've done food business all my life. Can I help do this? I said, absolutely. So he's going to help my wife do that. We'll have, of course, just the normal concession stand foods. nachos, Frito chili pies, hot dogs, and
Right.
then of course drinks and things like that. Cotton candy, we're gonna have cotton candy. So anyway, that's that, and then the silent auction.
Mhm.
And here's the deal. Every dime that we make off this goes directly back to this scholarship.
Mhm.
Now, don't get me wrong, we have about a $12,000 to $15,000 budget that we have, because we have to pay some people.
Right,
I mean, you can't expect bullfighters to come and fight bulls, put their life on the line.
exactly.
You have to pay those type of people. So it does take, and then of course the purse. And I was telling Edie earlier that this year we have done a deal where we've had so many sponsors that we are not charging the bull riders to enter. They have no fees to enter the bull ride. So the pot's actually $5,400 is what it's gonna pay out this year.
I
So-
mean, that is.
Yeah,
That's really something. And so we've got vendors, we've got concession stand, we've got not one, but two calf scrambles. One for the boys, one for the girls, bicycles to the winners. $5,400 purse for these bull riders. So a skydiver, I mean, it has everything.
it does,
It has everything.
it does.
We just need to fill the stands.
Fill the stands, that's what we gotta do, fill the stands. And the gates will open probably 2 hours before the event. So it starts at 6, we'll probably open the gates around 4 o'clock, 4:30.
Mhm.
So people can get in and browse through the vendors and
Oh, for that silent auction.
silent auction
Yeah.
and those type of things. And that way, get you something at a concession stand or whatever. You can get your tickets. The tickets are $10 in it or $8 in advance. You can get your tickets at Crutcher's Western Wear here in Duncan or in Lawton. And then if you want to buy them at the gate, they're $10 at the gate. So we will also have memorabilia stuff that we sell that has Rowdy's brand and Rowdy's signature on it,
Mhm.
which has always been a big hit. And then we also will sell t-shirts that have the 3rd annual Rowdy Swanson Memorial Bull Riding on it.
Okay, I saw some belt buckles
Mhm.
too online. Tell us about those.
So the belt buckles was kind of a thing that I thought of last year. What brought it up was my dad is a belt buckle collector. And there's a lot of people that collect belt buckles.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to make a commemorative belt buckle. So I did, I got a hold of a lady and she custom makes them. They're $250 a piece. But they're very, very nice belt buckles. We made them for the first year, the second year, and now we've got the 3rd year. I was hoping to have them. She mailed them on Monday. I was hoping they would be here so I could bring them and showcase them, but
Uh-huh.
they're not here yet. But anyway, those belt buckles are numbered and they are limited. We don't sell, our mass production.
Right.
So, I think 20 is all we sell. And
That's,
they are numbered on the back 1 through
Uh-huh.
20. So, but when you come to the bull riding and you come through the gate, there'll be a booth set up right past the ticket booth that has all the memorabilia. The buckle will be on display there. If you want to purchase a buckle, you can tell them what number. If you have a specific number that you want, you can order that right there, pay for it. And then once you pay for it, at the end of the bull riding, I'll submit the order to her and she will make them and send them to us and we'll get them to you.
wow, that's a very cool, unique
Mhm.
part of the event.
Yeah,
I
and it's
think.
kind of got me got into the belt buckle deal now too, because I'm like, of course, I have to take number 1. That's
Right.
That's my buckle. So
Exactly.
I always get that one, so you can't buy that
Yeah.
one.
No, he's already gone, sorry. So you can buy the tickets at a couple of places, but you brought some tickets
Mhm.
to us. So, do what? There are a couple of people. Okay, for those of you who are watching us live, what are we talking here?
I would give a couple of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're watching live right now, if you will contact us when the Trail Talk is over, we have 2 tickets for each of you to the bull riding event. So don't let these get passed by. We can see who you are. No?
I need them to comment.
Okay, if you'll leave a comment, then we will put your name on these tickets so you can come and pick them up. And that is super fun that we just got to do that. I like it. Anybody responding yet?
No.
Come on, y'all. If you're watching, we want your names. We want to give these to you. Well, we'll just wait and see what happens on that. But at any rate, okay, so we have a couple of things up here that are,
Yeah, and that
we're
was the other
showing
thing,
off.
that was the other thing that I was gonna tell you. It's never too late to sponsor this event. If you're out there watching this and you have a business or you just want to sponsor, donate or whatever to the scholarship fund, you're more than welcome to do that. But what we have here is we have different levels of sponsorship. We call it the presenting sponsor, which is a $2,000 sponsorship. And what that'll get you 10 tickets to the rodeo or to the bull riding, as well as a banner hung in the arena. All of these you get tickets with, but there's a 2,000, there's 1,000, a 500, and then the last one is called the Rowdy Fringe, which is a $200 sponsorship. The $200 sponsorship also gets you a banner hung in the arena, as well as 2 tickets. So just depending on what you want to do,
Right.
you can always sponsor this event. It's we'll gladly take it to help in whatever way. And here's the deal with this, with the sponsorships, this is what I do and this is how I run it. Again, we don't take anything. This all goes to the scholarship. But what I do is I put all the money in, we have an account for this bull riding. I put all the money in the account. We spend what we have to spend to put the event on. At the end of the day, if there's $5,000 left over at the end of the bull riding, we send $5,000. If there's $25,000, that's what we're gonna send.
Mhm.
They get it all. I mean, that's nobody keeps any money out of it.
So is there a deadline to get your banner made for this year's rodeo?
So we require you to supply the banner to us.
Okay.
So if you have a banner, you can give it to us, or if you want to have one made, you can do that. I have a lot of people that don't even want to put a banner up. They just want to help. And
Mhm.
so you're more than welcome to do that. The best way to do that is just contact me, and you can contact me. I don't know if she can put my phone number up or whatever. It's
Yeah.
it's actually, no, my phone number is not on this one, but if you want to put my phone number up, you can do that.
It is on
It is on this.
on
flyer,
that one
yes.
right there,
Yeah.
that flyer right there, Bailey has the number on it, 580-467-5468, no prank calls, y'all.
Or if you're a
Yeah.
bull rider out there and you want to get entered, like I said, I
Yeah.
told Edie, I've got a couple more spots,
Yeah.
so you're more than welcome to give me a call if you want to enter this deal too,
Exactly,
so.
exactly, so Jarrel, are you just like? No, there's no end in sight for this.
Not at
You
all.
anticipate this being a thing?
Yeah,
for-
an annual event from now on. I mean, I just have to do it. I have to do it in his honor because I know that's what he loves. And somebody asked me the other day, said, I don't know how you do this. How do you go to watch these things? I have kind of distanced myself on the rodeo scene throughout the year. I don't go to a lot because sometimes it gets pretty tough.
Yeah,
But this deal is something special and near and dear to my heart because he was such a great kid and we lost him way too early
mhm.
because he had his whole life ahead of him. But it's an honor for me to do this because I know that people remember him and this will keep his legacy going.
So kind of back to the scholarships, is there like a group of people who who decides who is going to get the scholarship? What is that process? I'm just thinking if a viewer thinks, man, I'd love to apply for that scholarship, what do I have to do?
So the rodeo coach at Stillwater at OSU, he actually he's the one that has the primary decision making. But we did set some guidelines out when we set the scholarship up. Those guidelines are, first of all, they have to be going to OSU, of course. They have to be a member of the rodeo team. And it goes first to a bull rider because that's what Rowdy done.
Mhm.
If they don't have anybody that they can give it to that's a bull rider, then it goes down to a bareback rider or saddle bronc rider. We try to keep it in the rough stock into the arena.
Mhm.
But if something happens and there's not somebody going to school there or that that they're trying to recruit, then it will be passed down through the timed events. They do have to keep I think it's a 2.5 grade point average while they're going to school. But anyway, there's guidelines, but I mean, basically, if you're a cowboy, cowgirl and you want to apply for it, all you gotta do is talk to people at OSU, the foundation, and they can actually help you get applied for that.
Very good. And I was thinking, because that you were able to do 2 scholarships and the second scholarship was more than twice. Is that because of the size of the endowment?
Right.
There, and so in the future, potentially, there could be multiple or just larger
I'll just
scholarships.
tell you what my goal is.
Okay,
My goal is to continue this, but my goal is to get enough money in that account. And this may take me 20 or 30 years to do this, but my goal is to get enough money in there that I can pay for a kid's scholarship or for his education for a whole year. That's my goal. And I mean, that's probably $30,000,
oh, yeah.
but,
Yeah, I bet.
but it's not something that we can't do. It's
No.
attainable. Because this year we gave over $4,000.
Mhm.
So the more money that's in the account,
The
the more we get to give.
I love that. I think that is, I mean, that's one of my favorite things about this. There are a lot of my favorite things about this.
And we
honestly.
all know how expensive it is to go to college these days.
Mhm.
But let's just face it, rodeo kids, they're not the wealthiest people in the world, but this
Right.
helps them where they can do something that they want to do and that they love to do.
Exactly, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So kind of this little side story, so, there were some, when the senior bull riding, happened out at the fairgrounds, there were some women who came, who rode. And they told me that women are not allowed to compete in bull riding in college.
Yes, that's right.
And so if that were to ever change, I mean, I guess you don't have to restrict it because they probably don't allow girls to do any of that rough stop
That's right.
competition.
Now, I keep up with a lot of that college rodeo stuff, and there's actually a girl up in the north part of the United States that is going to college right now, and she's trying to get that changed. She's a rough stock rider, she's a bull rider, and they told her you can't, but she's actually she's got a bunch of people on board to try to help her change the rules, and it may happen.
Well, these gals that I met, Kevin and I went out and watched them ride, and one of them was a young woman from Illinois, or no, maybe it was South Dakota. I can't remember where she was from, but anyway, they all said, we never got to ride with girls. We just always had to ride with the guys, and it was just interesting. But if those things were to change, I guess that would make this an opportunity for young women
There you
too.
go. Yeah,
If
absolutely.
that was something that changed.
Yeah.
So I always think those things are a little bit interesting just to,
Yeah.
think about that. But I am pretty excited to see how this all goes. And you know what? If you become one of these sponsors, your name will be on their Facebook page.
Yep.
I see you put those. We have new
Yeah.
sponsor, new
Yeah,
friends,
no,
new
we do. We
members.
put it out there on our Facebook, and we do it like she said, I failed to mention that, but we do have a group. It's called the Rowdy Swanson Memorial Bull Riding. Go out and check us out. We put all the updates on there as far as what's going on, what's going to be happening. It's a public group, so anybody can join it, but there's a lot of information.
There
out there,
is
lot
a
of
whole
information.
lot of information.
You'll
Yeah.
see what we're gonna be doing, what's going on out at the rodeo, the sponsors, all those types of things. And so you can kind of keep up to date as to what's going on.
Yeah, well, get some tickets. If you didn't get Jarrel's number, call us. We can tell you what you need to do to get tickets. You can always get them at the gate
Mhm.
if you want to wait and do that. The gate, you said open about 4:30?
4 to 4:30. Yeah.
4:30 on Saturday, September 9th. So be sure and support this event. Support it any way you can, because this is a worthwhile event and a great way to memorialize Rowdy.
And don't forget, 10 and under, free.
Oh, 10 and under
Yeah,
are
10 and under
free.
free.
Dog, that's even better right there. Well, Jarrel, thank you so much.
you.
I know that this is going to just continue to be successful. The support is growing and it has to be so encouraging.
It is.
For
I'm
you
so
to see
excited
that.
about it. every year I guess get more excited about it.
Yeah. Well, take a deep breath. You're just a couple of weeks out.
We're almost there.
You can do anything for 2 weeks.
That's right.
You can finish this strong.
I can.
All right, well, thanks again. You guys support him and, there won't be any trail talks next week, so hang on for the following week and, I guess it's time for us to say happy trails.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Happy trails.
Trails.